Fellow Spartans, welcome back to the 4th episode of the last Roman campaign on Total War Attila as the Roman expedition. So we carry on, but before we do, I just want to say very quickly that Creative Assembly have now released this campaign pack for you all to enjoy. So if you haven't got it already, then there is a link in the description of this video where you can go to the Steam store page, purchase it, download it, play it, and hopefully enjoy it. As well as this campaign being released today, Creative Assembly have also released quite a large update for Attila, and they've brought a couple of additions to the game as well, actually. In fact, one being the historical Battle of Dara, which you can play as the Eastern Roman Empire against the Sassanid Empire. You take control of General Belisarius, and your objective is to defend the city of Dara. Great battle. I've played it. I released a video on it a couple of days ago on my channel, so go check it out if you haven't done so already. And as well as that, they've also released the Suebi as a playable faction on the Grand Campaign. So the Suebi are now a playable faction to control on the Grand Campaign as well. And those two additions are completely free. They do not coincide or have to be unlocked with the last Roman campaign. So you don't have to own, basically you don't have to own the last Roman campaign in order to take advantage of those two updates. They are completely free and will be available to everyone who owns Attila. But as well, there's been a large update to the game. A lot of changes, a lot of tweaks and optimizations have been implemented. So if you want to know exactly what they are, go and check out again a link in the description where it'll take you to the patch notes, and it'll tell you everything that's been done and changed on Attila within this update today. So go check it out when you get a chance. Anyway, let's crack on and see what adventures we can get up to today and how far we can push our boundaries even further. So we have the Watchmen here in encampment stance who are just replenishing, regrouping, led by John the Armenian. They will be ready next turn to attack the city of Bulla Regia. However, I think I need to recruit a couple more men into the army, a couple more units to make it a 14 stack army. So I'm going to go for another unit of Federatai and a unit of Slingers, okay? And then we'll keep building this army up bit by bit until we get to a full stack army later on down the line. So that's the Watchmen. Over here we have the Companions, led by Belisarius himself, and he's sieging Hydrumentum, and he'll be ready to attack the city in 2 turns once the siege equipment has been built. So they're looking okay. The only problem is, though, around here is the newly crowned king of the Vandals, which, when I say newly crowned king, because the older king, the one previous, was killed over here by ourselves, so we've drove them back, we killed that army, and of course the new king has risen up here. So we're going to take our spy across to try and intercept him, because I believe he could be coming from the north to try and relieve Hydrumentum, and at the same time try and attack me here, which will be a difficult and not a great position to be in, because I want to take this city down on an auto-resolve. It can be taken on an auto-resolve, but if these guys come down, I'll either have to fight it or retreat. And I don't want to do that. I want to just take the city and be done with it. But they could interrupt that probably very quickly if not. Anyway, so that's really it. I've got this army here sieging. I've got this army over here encamping and just regrouping. And then this army, or this spy, is going to go over here to intercept. And I've got research done as well. So that's all we need to do. So let's end the turn and see what happens. Oh, looks like the Vandalic Kingdom haven't done anything, which is good. But as well, people have been asking me quite a lot recently about when the Western Roman Empire and the Sassanid Empire campaigns are coming back. Fear not, they will be coming back on the channel very, very soon indeed, and very regularly as well. So do keep your eyes peeled out for those campaigns. They'll be back in the next few days, so don't worry if you are missing them. They will be back, guys. Anyway, political gains. So we've got here John the Armenian wanted to claim a position in office, military count. Well, to be honest with you, I'm going to do it because it gives him a buff. We lose a bit of control, but if we go into the faction overview, our dominion and our control are quite high already, and that overall is making our power respectable. So to lose 4% isn't really a bad thing. Our dominion and control need to be balanced as they are, so losing that 4% has probably done us a bit of a favour actually. And of course, he has gained his military count and his buffs, so all in all, I'm quite happy with that, so fine, he can have that. So the Watchmen, they are ready to attack Bulla Regia now, so let's launch them across. Here they go. We can auto-resolve this one because it's very much in our favour. So aggressive stance it. And we'll knock them down to die on their burning city. Wonderful. But I definitely as well want to get a third army on the go. I've mentioned this in the previous episodes. I want to get a third army raised at some point very soon because, of course, if I want to really push on with this campaign, I need to have a third army to do so. So when the treasury and the income per turn is healthy and at a good level, I will then raise that third army and we will push on with them. But at the moment, I can only really support the two. But once I can get that opportunity to do that, build some more buildings to get more income in, I will definitely raise that third and very important army under my control. So we'll continue at the moment just to recruit more into these that we've got. So the watchmen are doing okay. We shall encamp here once again to get the money back up like we did last time, and we shall recruit another man, actually, another unit. We'll go for a unit of Federati cavalry this time. So the spy has not managed to track down the king. He may be down in, up in Carthago, which if he is, fair enough, that's fine. But hopefully he won't come down here during this end turn phase, because that'd be bad if he does. And it looks like the Roman Empire are bringing across some relief forces to help me out and support me, because obviously these regions are now under their control, but I can't support them. My objective is to push our boundaries back, to gain our lands back. So these have got to be managed by themselves. So, and they've got a rebellion here, so they need to bring these forces across to start supporting them, else they're going to be lost again, which we don't want. So that's good that they are taking note and coming across. So yeah, we'll end the turn again. Quick one, this was, because nothing else I can do, really. Oh, and it looks like they are. Look at this, the Vandalic Kingdom are launching attack, as I feared, from Carthago, where the king has come down from the north. And he's going to try and attack me. It looks like as well they're doing some hostile agent activity against me, which is not good. I'm not liking the sound of this. Right then. Well, we can have to retreat from this one. We can't win this battle. We're going to have to retreat, as I say, and try and live to fight another day. Hopefully we're out of their range. We are. They can't get us now, so we're okay. Good. That is good. Hostile agent activity, so failed. Wonderful. Oh, hello, request from Antonia. Well, this is the wife of Belisarius. Okay, so what's she saying? So basically, just in terms of history, guys, Antonia was very influential at that time. She was very domineering over Belisarius at times, and for her time, being a woman in those times, she was quite a powerful figure, which is very rare. In those days, especially at the same time as Antonia, the emperor's wife of Justinian, she was a very powerful figure as well. Theodora, I think, she was a very powerful figure as well. So these two women were quite the deal, quite a big deal, in fact. So, and I say very rare for those times. So take note, and obviously they've incorporated this in the campaign. So let's see. As well, she was a bit naughty. She was very loose. She indulged in a lot of things that weren't very respectful towards Belisarius. I'll leave it at that, guys, but I think you know what I mean. So, here we go. My husband, I hear you have been campaigning awfully hard against those vandals, so I thought I would cheer you up. Anyway, I remembered how much you love charity, and you got a special surprise. Your new son. Oh, right, okay, who's the father? You remember your poor orphan godson, Theodosius. Well, he's taken such a good care of me, he simply has to join the family. He's so charming and handsome, people are practically queuing up to adopt him. Say you'll let me keep him, please. Oh, by the way, I'm spending the time entertaining some of the bright young minds of Constantinople. Are you really? And one of them has a way of keeping water fresh that would be an absolute lifesaver on your campaign in dusty old Africa. If you do me a favour, I would be delighted to procure his secrets for you in no time. Well, I'm not going to mess around with Antonia. As I said to you, she's a very powerful woman in those times, so I'm going to actually adopt him and go with what he says, what she says. If it means that I lose some of the respect of my men, I'm sure I can gain it back in victories. So I'll do that, adopt him. I don't want to face the wrath of Antonia. That is something I don't want to do. Anyway, right, so we've accepted that. So let's try and hinder this force of the King of the Vandals. We need to try and slash his movement range if we can. So he can't follow me. Success. Great stuff. So, movement range of 25% minus. So he, hopefully, if I retreat back a little bit, won't be able to keep up with me. And we'll have to try and fight and take Hagimentum in a couple of turns' time, hopefully. We're going to have to bring John the Armenian across in order to intercept him. And hopefully, actually, at the same time, not only intercept him, but distract him. To try and pull him away from Hagimentum, to go over there to try and hit John the Armenian. And that will then give us the opportunity with Belisarius to go back at Hagimentum again and try and take the city for ourselves. But we can't, because I've force marched him across, we can't encamp with him anymore, but not to worry. I'll do it next turn. Don't want to really hire any mercenaries. No, I can't really afford it at the moment. We'll put these guys in an encampment stance again to get some money back in. And then it's going to be another quick end turn, this one, guys, because we're going to have to try and bait the enemy out of Hagimentum. Oh, we can upgrade this guy's skills, though, the agent, who was successful. We'll give him the increase his cunning, and we'll misdirect workforce so we can start to hinder the actual settlements as opposed just to armies. So that would be good. So yeah, we'll end it once more. Sorry about the short turns here, guys, but we have to just push on. And look at this. As I thought, John the Armenian has distracted the Vandal King. He's sent him away from Hagimentum, which means that we can then take Belisarius back in to try and lay siege once again. So we're going to retreat him back. Hopefully they won't have enough movement range to get hold of me. They haven't. Unless the agent is trying to get up to mischief. Maybe he's going to try and get the companions, is he? But again, as I say, not to worry. We've done our job there. And we've actually left the Vandal King exposed at Theburbo, and that is quite good. Oh, looks like the Roman Empire, Eastern Roman Empire, just taken away the Ostrogothic fleets to the north there. So, oh great, the spy he failed. So, praise from Antonia. She was happy with that. Trait gained, well watered. Theodosius has been adopted, so that's great. So that means then he will be an available general. So when we get our third army under the way, we can then use him as a general. But unfortunately, our integrity is going to decrease -7 across all our armies for the next 10 turns. Oh my god, we're going to have to make sure... No, not, sorry. Is it? We're still going upwards. Is it the integrity not actually not being affected? Maybe it'll go down next. Oh, in fact, what it is... basically our armies are that high in morale that the fact that the minus debuff we're getting from that event is actually making it we're still getting a positive outcome, because it's not powerful enough to debuff the pluses we're getting from other factors. So fantastic, that's good. I'm happy with that. Wonderful. Right, okay, we've got a battle to fight here, ladies and gentlemen. 2 seconds. What army we've drawn? Artillery gained, confident, okay, complication of laws. Okay, fine. So, this has worked wonderfully. And, ooh, mercenary desert bowmen. No, we've got 2 units of bowmen, 1 unit of slingers anyway, we don't need another 4th one. I would go for a warband one now. Yeah, I'm gonna hire. I think the time to hire him now is the right point to do it. So, we're going to attack him. He's going to draw out the garrison from Theburbo, but I'm confident we can win this battle. We are outnumbered, but we're not outclassed. That's the main thing. So we'll fight this one. We're fighting against the Vandal King here, so we can slay another king in 2 episodes in a row. That's pretty impressive. We did it. Oh, no, we didn't. We did it in the 2nd episode, didn't we? So we do it in the 4th episode as well. I'm impressed. That's 2 kings in 2 episodes. I'm happy. I'm happy chappy then. And Johnny Armenian, he's impressing me, Johnny Armenian. He's getting into battle, he's not holding back. He's leading his men from the front line, he's being a brave general. And you always want that in your army. You want to see your commander as a great soldier leading the way. It inspires your men, doesn't it? So I think Johnny's doing that, bless him. He's a good man. he's also a very driven man. You know, he's trying to get his appointments in office by claiming them through his own right. He's done that. He's formed himself as a military count. He's a good guy. He's a loyal man, I'm sure he is. He's you'll do Belisarius proud. Right, so that's the cavalry on the right-hand side there. Excuse me. They will go around and, as usual, flank the enemy from the right-hand side and pick away at the skirmishers. I want to say thank you very much to the gentleman who sort of gave me a tip of just sort of mixing up your lines a bit. So do it like a sword, spear, then another sword unit, then a spear unit, etc. Because then it means that you can mobilise your troops better. Because if a cavalry unit attacks you at any point in your line, you've got a spear unit very close by to intercept them, or vice versa. If infantry attack you, you've got your sword units very close to you to then charge in with. So it's a good way of manoeuvring around the battlefield and having your troops spread out evenly, as opposed to just having on one flank, which I did before. So it's a good idea, and I think it's probably the right thing to do. So thanks for that tip. So there we go. Let's spread them out and keep them all nice in line. Group them together. So that's them done. And then the skirmishers can go leading from the front. So they're going to probably wait for the reinforcements to come from the garrison army. So we're going to try and intercept them and disrupt their party. That little camping party they've got going on over there. Okay, let's get them walking. The slingers and the archers can start to run, and the cavalry can, but the main army can just take the time here. We don't want to tire them out too soon, but they've exposed 2 units of slingers immediately on that right side. So they are my first targets, and as well, they've actually left the general a bit vulnerable as well there. So, you know, this is good, this is good. This is good. Let's bring these skirmishers forward a little bit. We don't want to go too far, because obviously we don't want them to be too far away from the main army and be exposed. Oh, look at this, what they've done. They've done a bit of a V formation. They've seen me on that side with the cav, they've seen me coming with the main army here, and they've split their forces accordingly. Interesting. So put them onto skirmish mode, so if they do get attacked they can retreat back pretty quickly. Bring these guys forward now. So they're going to have to make a decision soon, because we're going to push on with the main force and the cavalry soon. So we're going to split their forces quite quickly. So let's go forward now, start to push. Sound the horn of the advancing army. Here we go. I'm not going to commit my cav yet until I see what they do with my main army first. Bit of a skirmish starting to kick things off, and then once we've got the skirmish over and done with, we'll start to push in. And it's a good idea what the enemy have done, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Loose formation. Always something I forget to do, which is silly of me. It's so important you do that. Okay, cav. Pushing a little bit further. Not in the range of the enemy though, we don't want to do that. Got a bit of a bank to our favour as well, so the cavalry can go slightly downhill, which will be good. We're going to have to start committing here. Let's take the front line forward. Start to, ever so slightly, walk towards the enemy. Start baiting them into making a move. Or making a mistake. That's what you think you should always do. Napoleon said never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake, and hopefully see they can do that today. Spears up, chaps, protect yourselves. Go for a precision shot here. So one unit of slingers already wavering, which is great. So we're going to start rushing in now. Let's really start to push against the enemy.
Enemy units have been rallied.
That's alright. They were going to do that. Now the warband are on the right flank here. I'm quite happy that they're exposed on that right hand side. They are mercenaries. They can hold their own, especially when they initiate frenzies, so I should be okay with this. Let's go, chaps. Let's move in. Now they've got to make a move. They've got to adapt to this charge somehow. Oh my god, I'm taking a lot of enemy fire here, but it's necessary. Now they've pulled the units across from that left flank, so I can now push in, or right flank. I can now push in with the cavalry, which is great. Don't want to get too vulnerable to them. I'm going to make sure they try and commit their forces first. Go for that unit of spears, axemen, thank you. You 3 units go for the general. Right, initiate frenzy. Come on, drive the skirmishers away. We're doing okay in the centre, I hope. We are. Push in, chaps. God, the warband have gone down quickly. Bloody hell, they have a bit of a debuff in this campaign. They don't usually break that quickly. Wow, they have gone down very, very quickly. Well, they were probably outflanked a little bit and outnumbered, but still, I thought they would have held for a bit longer. Pull out of there. They're going a bit niggly. So go for the attack on the right flank here if you can. Oh, it's a general unit. Go for him. Go for him. Go for him now. Scare the enemy. Is dead. Wonderful. Great. That's what I want to hear. Panic will hit now. Panic will hit the enemy. Wow, really? Surprising. Okay, well this is panic setting home now. You go for that unit, because we're going to win this one, hands down. It's a case of just mopping up the enemy here. And finishing off the dead. Well, not finishing off the dead, finish off the living, really. The dead are already finished off. It's complete. Come on, let's mop up the remaining few now. Archers, you haven't finished yet, chaps, have you? Oh, you can go for them if you want. They are going to get away, some of these guys, unfortunately, I think. But have they got enough to reform to remain an army? And secondly, I think I could still hunt them down. I think they still got... I should still be in, or have enough movement points to be able to finish them off with a second attack in a minute, actually. So... But we'll still track as many as we can. Take on the warriors for replenishment, which is always good. I hope you're enjoying this campaign. It's really fun, actually. I'm enjoying this one probably the most, actually. I love the horde mechanic you get with the Roman expedition. It adds another flavour to your Roman campaign, you know, different to the Western Roman Empire one. So I do enjoy it. So I hope you guys are as well. Decisive victory. That's what I want to hear. 507 losses to our men. Could have been a bit better for us, but we'll still take it. We took out 286, which is very good. And actually, we've finished them off. We've killed them. Bang. There you go. Finished. They're done. So let's take on the warriors. 9% replenishment. We're in range. We are in range to take the Burbo. And they've still got a few units left, so we'll auto resolve it because it's very one-sided. Oh god, through the gut. Good night. Decisive victory, lost 32 men. Reclaim the lands for the Roman Empire. And we've also got a technology to research. We're going to go for military provisions now, which should give us that increase, or actually enable us to build those 2 buildings, which is required. It is required. We may as well go for it. It is required, so let's do it. At some point down the line it will be required, so we may as well do it now. Okay, this is good. This is very good. We're doing well here. And of course now John did the perfect thing I wanted him to do. He distracted the enemy, drove them away from Hadrimentum. That's made it that I can now take my army of companions back north as Belisarius to siege the city once again. Okay, we're going to have to start building the siege equipment once more, but the big threat's gone now. The king has been killed once again, and their main army, I think, around this area has been finished off. So we should be able to take Hadrimentum without any issues now. Well done, John. Well done indeed. So that's probably the little thing I'm going to find I'm going to be doing really at the moment, is one attacking army, one encamping army. That's how it will probably work. One's doing the sort of the offensive work, and one's doing the sort of income work in the background, you know, encamping, regrouping, things like that. It's got to be like a conveyor belt system. But at the moment, that's how it's working. But as I get more and more armies, obviously it will get more. I will become more aggressive with the armies, not in my own persona, that is, hopefully. But you know, I'll be more aggressive with my armies, more attackive, and then at that point, we should see some rapid advancements and expansion with the expedition force at that point. So another end turn, ladies and gentlemen. Another end turn it is. But, yeah, it's looking okay. It really is. You can't really grumble at what we're doing here. We are making headway. And the Roman Empire have come. Look at them. They've beached over here in the north. Over there, they've beached. They've got an army. Wonderful. The 2nd Legion, I think this is. Great stuff. The support is coming. What trait gained? Oh. What was his trait? That's the general. That's the new man. That's the adopted son. But what's he trait? What's he gained in traits? Nothing. Hidden agent discovered. Right, okay. Well, that's fine because we... Oh, now they're starting to lose integrity. Ah, now the downfall is becoming. However, it's going to take 24 turns for mutiny to happen. We shall lose that debuff before then, so we should be fine. Can you do anything against this agent in any way? Manipulate him, deceive him. What will that do? Anything we got to convert him? Success?
Success for Rome.
So what did it do to him? Oh, we can't.
Lord God favors me.
So he can't. He just basically penalised him a little bit. That's all. Right. Okay, dokie. So that's that. And we're still researching, and the Watchmen are there. And to be honest with you, we'll leave them there. We don't need them at Hygimentum. We can do it with what we've got as the companions. So Hygimentum shall fall. Is it this turn? No, one more turn. So one more turn, and then we shall attack that settlement. And yeah, it's looking fine. It's looking very, very fine. Okay, so sorry, another quick end turn here, chaps, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Oh, the Eastern Roman, sorry, the Roman Empire. I always say Eastern Roman Empire. This is just a logo, I think. The Roman Empire have landed. Oh, the rebellion's being driven back over there. Fantastic. So let's siege now. Let's fight it. Oh god, this is so one-sided now because of the reinforcements of the Roman Empire here. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. Great. So we can just auto resolve this one without any fear of loss. 5,000 men. No wonder they've just been kicked in the balls. I would have been with 5,000 men against 700. Great. We only lost 155. Reclaim. There you go. Roman Empire. Hygimentum is yours. So we shall now move northward to Carthago. The once great Carthage. Scipio Africanus. In the days of the 145 BC, something like that, when he finally destroyed Carthage. Around about that time. It's nothing like it used to be, the city. It's a mere shadow of its former glory, but it's still there and it still has to be taken. So we shall... What? Wait, what? Why are these popped up? Okay. So John, it's your time to lay siege now this time. Your turn. So one more again, just two turns to get that ladder built, and then we shall take Carthago, hopefully again without much problems. Spy, get out of there now. You've done your work. Try and see what's over here. And see what's over at that settlement. Hippo Dioratius or whatever. Maybe nothing. Oh no, look, no army. So I think really with that battle here that John the Armenian at Theberbo, he's really taken out the last remaining force that the Vandals have really got to oppose me with. So it should be rich pickings now. It should be just a walk in the park. Look at this. The 2nd Legion are laying siege to Hippo Regius. So they are now actually supporting me and doing some of the hard work as well as me. So this should be pretty much all over for them. Very, very quickly indeed, in fact, because unless they've got an army over here, there's nothing to stop me. So they are pulling their weight, which is great, the Roman Empire. I'm happy with that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the part here. So next part, we will get some more battles in over here in the north coast of Africa. So if you've enjoyed this part, nevertheless, please drop your like. I'm going to build here. We've got a construction site before we go. Public latrines, integrity, expansion, wealth, which is what we want. I'm going to go for an officer's tent. It will give us integrity, which we're losing at the moment because of that situation with Antonia and the army. But we'll get that back with that. We'll get some wealth. We'll lose some food, but we can cope with that. And yeah, things are looking okay. So I'm relatively pleased. I hope you've enjoyed this part, guys. If you have, please do, as you always do, drop your like, show your support, comment, let me know how you think I'm getting on. And I shall be back very soon, of course, with part 5. But until then, this is Warrior Spotter for now, saying farewell.